Okay, it is 10:17. I had one trade with GTII, and I don't think I've done any recordings for today, so this is the first one. I did look at TXTM because it was looking like it was trying to get above the 11 level, but it didn't do it. But I could have done something pretty nice. And then this one's been uptrending for several days. This could be it could be like a breakout setup if it tries to break the day high, which is 250, but it hasn't done anything like that yet, and this one doesn't have like the best, price action. It has a bit of a spread. TGGI, I just stayed away from it. Yesterday was just pretty ugly the way it traded, so I wasn't really that interested in it. At least it didn't do like a gap up, right? If it just traded the way it did and then it opens on a gap up, that would have been a little too sketchy and suspicious. I did trade GTII, and I didn't sell my last piece when it broke the trend line because it got really excessive right here. Very strong price action. This was a trend line. And I did buy some, just 30 shares. I'm gonna guess I didn't have the right amount of shares, but anyway, this one, it's been, sorry, this one's been trading like a little weird. It almost looks like a symmetrical triangle. In fact, you could probably draw a line per se, maybe something like this, right? And then maybe another one, something like this. Right? So it's kind of breaking the upper part of it, which is a super bullish setup. And I was seeing that price action in this chart right here. So it did have like a morning spike and it just started to trade weird. I wasn't really that interested in it. And then it started the downtrend, and that's what caught my attention. And I like how, I was able to draw a trend line from here to here, and then it continued to follow it. And then it broke past it, and it was uptrending, but I wanted it to dip one more time and not break below this first level right here. And that's exactly what it did. So I had a good entry at 10:08. I was in 30 shares at 5:01. It looks like pretty much 5:01 right here. I guess I had some sells that were too early, but honestly, just a bit jaded from yesterday's price action with TGGI being all ugly. But I did sell this one in pieces, and I think I did my best. Yeah, just that when it got so crazy like it did right here, I sold even though it wasn't breaking past the trend line because, now we have something like this where it's broken it and I, would have been able to sell my last piece as well as I was able to. I did sell my first piece, a third of my position at 507 at 1010, right here at 1010. It looks like, yeah, 507 doesn't even show, maybe around this transition point or I guess the very bottom of this one. And why was I already selling? Well, I'm in at 5, is uptrending. Haven't had the best, week at least compared to the other ones. And it was already making a move towards VWAP, which was ideal. The goal is always VWAP, and then I did sell 10 more shares at 514. That was the next minute at 1011. So 1011 was right here. And I was happy with this sell because, this was at my goal VWAP. And when it was looking like it was trying to break past it, I thought, wow, this one's super nice. But I still have 10 shares left. Let me just sell 5. 1013, I sold 5 at this 520 level. So right here, again, pretty happy because this thing is above VWAP. So it not just hit my goal of VWAP, but it got above it, on top of that. So that was pretty nice. And then I said, okay, well, 5 shares left. Let me just hold for a trend line break and see how high this thing can go. And this thing got really high. I sold my last piece at 562, and I just felt like this was like way too strong that it would just be, dumb to just wait for a trend line to break and then miss out on a lot. But at the same time, I could have, I sold the 5 shares here at 562 at 1016. And this thing could have went to 6, and then I would have been really salty that I didn't try to hold the trend line. So this was more of a judgment call, but wow, this one really worked out. This one exceeded my expectations because it not just got to VWAP, but it got above it, and then on top of that, it got well above it. It even, went from red to green. So that's really, really bullish price action, really positive. I don't think I made too much. I'm gonna guess again that I didn't have the right amount of shares, but I'll check. And yeah, I mean, considering the fact my first sell was at 507, when they got to the 570, sure, I left a lot, but this was best case scenario. This one really worked out. I'll make an update later. There isn't anything else that I'm interested in. Maybe TGGI could do something if it breaks above 31, because that was like a huge, huge resistance level, 31, but at the same time, I don't really want to give it any money just because of how ugly it traded the previous day. I'll make an update later. Okay, it is 8 o'clock p.m. I am here to call it off. Overall, I'm going to be up on a day, $5.93, and that's going to help a lot considering again, the pain from yesterday with TGGI. And this setup just simply worked out, and it was best case scenario. Again, it offered this, I guess, this higher low after it broke the downtrending trend line, had a bounce, and then it came back to the level, didn't break below this level. Super best case scenario, really nice. Ideally, I can be able to be a part of a setup like that. I did see this again when it came back to the level and it was doing another higher low, but it just didn't seem as clean as the original one, so I never traded it. But in theory, it could have been a move from the 515 to the 540s best case scenario. And that was pretty much it. I had no interest in trading TGGI because, just because of how ugly it is. And then nothing really developed with TXTM today. And this one is very nice. This could be a potential morning panic bounce play if it offers a decent amount of volume and it doesn't trade with too much of a spread. That's all I have for today and this week.